Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy, and thank you for joining me for a Sunday rewind. So this is actually one of my favorite negative space swipes that I've done, and I went back and pulled it out to share with you guys because I haven't had time to paint. I just got back from being out of town for a school intensive. So this is a 12-inch cradled wood round, and I obviously sped this part up a little bit. I also was using this weird Lazy Susan that I bought, and I've only used it, I think, to do this painting. And this was one of my first times using Walmart satin as a pillow paint, and I loved the way it reacted. I'll show you. So I'm using some Boom Gels. That color right there is Indigo from Matisse. The Boom Gels I showed you are Mallee Ringneck Blue and Boronia Burgundy, which are two of my favorites. This color right here is Aurora from Colourarte. It's a bling it color, really cool color. And you'll see the way the pillow paint kind of gives us these cloudy cells. That's one of the things I really like using a satin base for the negative space swipes, because you get these really cool like puffy pearl ghost cells with your Cell Activator. I really dig it. So anyway, that was our Mallee Ringneck Blue Boom Gel. This color here is Tropic Blue from Colourarte. Now I haven't used this in a long time, and I love this color. If I didn't have so many colors mixed up that I needed to use, I would be mixing this one up. And it's a beautiful color. You can see that I like it because I'm using a ton of it. It's a primary element. Don't forget, you can save 20% on anything on the Colourarte website using Mandy1120. And you can also save 10% on the Boom Gels and Australian Floetrol. This is Glasswings. On Pixel Paint Design's website using Mandy10 in all caps. It's where I get both of those things. Glasswings is a bling it color from Colourarte. Gorgeous. At the time I did this swipe, that set that had the Glasswings had just come out, and I couldn't wait to use it. So this color is Cypress from Holbein. It is a gorgeous green. It's an expensive color, but it is a beautiful color. We are using some Boronia Burgundy. I believe that's what that was. Might have been Mallee Ringneck Blue. Anyway, more Glasswings. I'm apparently obsessed. And I'm going to use a blue-black Cell Activator from Atelier. Oh, looks like that was actually Mallee Ringneck Blue, and this is Boronia Burgundy. Now, I have learned from watching Shelley to use Boom Gels kind of sparingly, so they're a wonderful accent. And I'm trying to decide which palette knife to use, which is what I'm doing there. And now we're swiping. So I've got the Cell Activator on the palette knife. So that's the blue-black mixed with Australian Floetrol. And you can see what I mean about the pillow paint. You can see those starting to form. Really, really cool. Now I've sped this up, obviously, so that you're not bored. The original video was like 35 minutes. We've come a long way. But you see how you get like the almost ghosty, pillowy, cloudy cells? I like that. So I haven't done a negative space swipe in a while, but I think the next time I buy a new can of PPG Eggshell, I'm going to buy a can of satin and see if I get the same results. So check out these cells up close. Look how gorgeous they are. I mean, just beautiful colors together. Absolutely beautiful. And I actually still have this one in my Etsy shop. This is hands down one of the prettiest ones, in my opinion, that I've ever done. And I love the colors. The color combination is just gorgeous. So now we're just taking a skewer and kind of connecting those like fuzzy parts that don't look very good, so they have better definition. And then we're going to spin it out. Now this spinner doesn't spin with as much force So the paint didn't come off quite as easily, so it's a good thing I didn't use too much pillow paint because we would have a problem. But I just love the way it turns out. The composition is lovely. The little pillowy pearl cells add some nice definition. And sorry about my head. So we're just kind of putting the finishing touches before we spin it out. And then I'll bring you down for a close-up. I really like this one. I don't know if I have a resin result of this one in my phone or not. But I love the way I love those weird little pearly cells in the pillow paint with the Cell Activator over them. I think those just look super cool. So we're gonna spin it out if I ever stop messing with it. I think I actually end up wrecking this part, which may not have been a good decision, but we did it. So now we're just making some minor adjustments. I don't like how I turned that into like a tail, so I'm trying to smooth it out a little bit. It's crazy how much you obsess over small things, you know what I mean? But look at the colors together. I just think they're so beautiful. It's the peach of the Glasswings color with the Boronia Burgundy. It makes this like really beautiful, like plum purple color. And I think the complementing colors are just fantastic. So now this is where, you spin until you get enough off, but the bummer is there's always really beautiful stuff on the outer edges and you end up losing it. So if you notice, I'm like sweeping paint off of the canvas or the board because the spinner does not spin with a lot of velocity, so the paint just doesn't come off very quickly. So at this point, I'm like, I love this swipe and I don't want it to crack because if you have too much paint left on or it's too thick, the chances of it cracking are very good. So I'm trying to make sure my edges are covered and make sure I have enough paint off. So I realize this part's a little boring, but this kind of comes with the territory, right? So I am at this point doing a little bit of detail just in small places because while you're working on it, you totally obsess over the little teeny tiny places, and you kind of want to, like, I think what I was bugged out about this part is it looked like such a triangle, and I think I was trying to get some movement out of that to make it look less triangular. Now looking at it, I'm like, so what? You should have just left it alone. It was not that big of a deal. And this weird tail I created has kind of started to move a little bit with the rest of the piece, so that's not bugging me quite as much anymore. But I super love the ghosty pearl cells that we get from the Cell Activator. I think they're so amazing. If I could do like a funky swipe on purpose and like have some Cell Activator overlap so that we could get some sections with just that, I would love that. And I could do that on purpose, right? I could just swipe over the pillow, but anyway, I just think it's like a really cool way to use your negative space. But anyway, I'm yammering at this point. So I don't know what my plan is here. I don't remember doing this. I think I'm probably putting some Cell Activator on my little tiny palette knife and going over an area I'm not too fond of. So I'm a little nervous watching along with you. Oh, that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna apparently cover up the triangle. I don't remember what made me think of doing this. I guess that part was just bugging me. So I guess that didn't hurt anything. I don't know that it helped anything. But I'm telling you, when you're working on it, you're like, this has got to go. And then later on, you're like, what was the big deal? But in the moment, you're like, nope, this cannot live here. So you take some chances and you try to figure out ways to make it work, you know what I mean? But oh man, I love these colors together. So if you've seen the new Vivid Intense colors, and I've told you before that the Viola Blue looks a lot like Matisse Indigo, so we're using Matisse Indigo here. Sorry about the moving camera. I'm showing you the close-up. But that Matisse Indigo color is a gorgeous blue, and it's quite expensive. So the Colourarte Vivid Intense Viola Blue, I think it's called, is very similar to this color. So just, you know, fun fact for you guys that like that blue. So look at the details in this swipe. I love how we've got the weird ghost cells. We've got the big cells and the small cells, and so much color in them. I just really love the way this turned out. So I appreciate you guys hanging with me while I obsessed about those weird parts. I do still have this listed in my Etsy shop. It's a 12-inch cradled wood board. It's finished with resin. It's truly one of the most beautiful, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful negative space swipes I've ever done. And maybe it's just because I love the color palette, right? We all know I'm a jewel tone person, so I love these colors together. But hopefully you are enjoying the Sunday rewinds and throwback Thursdays, bringing back some of my favorites. I am hoping to be able to do something new in the future, but I will be extraordinarily pressed for time for a little bit, so I wanted to at least share with you something. Plus, it's always fun for me to revisit color palettes. It inspires me and makes me want to try new things with the same colors or do something else. Maybe a funky swipe. Sorry, that was the oven. Maybe a funky swipe with the same colors. So anyway, you have to let me know what you think. I really loved creating this piece, and I don't think I've ever used that spinner again, but I really like the way it turned out. So if you do like those weird funky cells like I do with the Cell Activator, using a satin pillow might get you some of those effects. You can still get them without using a satin pillow, but something about satin house paint, and same thing with the Deco Art satin enamels, it's that whatever's in that satin paint, it's very reactive sometimes. So it's a lot of fun to try and experiment and see what you get. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you again for all your support. Bye.